Welcome to another edition of the In the Ring Show with your host, Devious Damien. This is my Raw review for the date February 20th, 2012. So we opened the show with Eve admitting to the Bella Twins that she used Zack Ryder and she was going to do the same thing to John Cena. Unbeknownst to her, John Cena overheard the whole conversation and just shook his head and walked away. So as Cena goes out there to talk about The Rock, Eve comes out, begs for Cena's forgiveness. Cena basically, throws a bunch of insults at Eve, and, proceeds to leave her in tears in the ring. And then there's another video package with The Undertaker challenging talking about the Triple H for WrestleMania. So, no surprise there. We all know where that was going. Anyway, then we had a match with Sheamus versus Mark Henry. Sheamus wins with a brogue kick. Then after that, we had an announcement with a 10-man Battle Royal to see who would face CM Punk at WrestleMania. The Battle Royal basically included the 5 men who didn't win the Elimination Chamber match on Sunday night there from the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And with all that going on, the 2 general managers had their own little war of words. And Teddy Long basically was said to David Otunga, anybody from my show is better than you. So he picks Ezekiel Jackson to face David Otunga. And so that match is scheduled for later tonight. Or later that night, I should say. Then you have a match with Kofi Kingston and R-Truth against the Tag Team Champions in a non-title match. R-Truth and Kingston win. I'm not really sure if they're actually going to keep these two together as a tag team, or if that was just sort of an experiment or whatever. Could R-Truth and Kingston be over as a tag team? I think it's possible if WWE actually gets behind them. It doesn't just make them another makeshift tag team. Because you notice that the instant Evan Bourne got suspended, they pretty much didn't even bother mentioning how Kofi was one half of Air Boom anymore. It's just like, the tag team never existed. Which, I can understand, I understand keeping Evan Bourne off TV because of the suspension, whatever, but don't act like he never existed. And WWE is notorious for that, trying to act like, things never happened or people don't exist. As if they hope that maybe if they act like it never happened, you'll actually believe it never happened. But, most wrestling fans are smart enough to actually remember they did happen, no matter how much you try to say it didn't. But anyway, enough about that. So the next match you had, it was just The Rock talking about returning to Raw next week. So let's see how that plays out. And then there was an announcement of who the next inductee to the Hall of Fame was going to be. And who was it? Damn! I forgot who it was. Damn! Oh, that's right. Ron Simmons, that's who it was. Ron Simmons is being inducted to the Hall of Fame, and it's been long overdue. He deserves it. So the next thing we had was, it was David Otunga versus Ezekiel Jackson. David Otunga wins in a bullshit match. I don't understand why WWE is even pushing David Otunga even the slightest, but whatever. Then came the long-awaited segment with Triple H and The Undertaker face-to-face in the middle of the ring over whether Triple H was going to fight Taker at WrestleMania. After a lot of poking and prodding, Triple H says yes, and it's announced it's going to be Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. I'm actually, even though it's Undertaker and Triple H Part 3 at WrestleMania, because they're putting a new spin on it, I'm actually kind of looking forward to the match. I'm hoping that they actually deliver and they, make the match all it can possibly be. I know that their age is getting up there, but I still believe they have one more really good match left in them. So I'm hoping that, they just pull out all the stops and that it goes all out. Next, you had somewhat of a rematch for the Elimination Chamber. Daniel Bryan defeats Santino with a LaBelle lock. Not surprising. Next, we get a segment with John Cena vowing to beat The Rock at WrestleMania. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to talk about John Cena after I'm done talking about what happened on Raw, because I've got a lot to say about John Cena. Then there was a 10-man battle royal with, like I said, all the men who didn't win the Elimination Chamber. To nobody's surprise, at least it shouldn't have been a surprise to anybody, Jericho wins. Jericho versus Punk at WrestleMania. Once again, really shouldn't have been a surprise. Everybody should have seen that coming from 10 miles away. My opinion of this Raw show, it was okay, I guess. It kind of lacked at some points, but it is what it is. I think the most interesting segment of the whole thing, well, actually the tag team match was pretty decent. I'm actually, like I said, I'm kind of glad they built the way they built towards a Taker versus Triple H at WrestleMania. In Cena's promo, he keeps talking about The Rock being a movie star and The Rock, he just keeps, every chance he gets, he insults The Rock. And if it were just a normal wrestling promo and I didn't think it was a shoot, well, I wouldn't care. So, okay, Cena, how about this? You like to go around shooting on everybody else. Talking, you want to tell the truth about everybody. I may not know you all that well personally, Cena. I may not really know you at all. But I've seen enough of you on TV, I can shoot on you. Let me tell the truth about you, Cena. And I'm going to post this on your Twitter page, and I hope you watch it. I hope you see somebody exposing the goddamn truth about you. Number one, Cena. You're jealous of The Rock. You can say all the shit you want, but you're jealous of The Rock. And do you know why you're jealous of him? Because he found success outside of wrestling. His movies have been box office hits time after time. I think only one of your movies actually went to theaters. And it did so shitty in theaters that they don't even put your movies in theaters anymore. I think The Marine was the only one that went to theaters. Maybe 12 Rounds, possibly. I'm not sure. But even if those two both went to theaters, they did so shitty, all your movies go straight to DVD now. Critics didn't like The Marine. They didn't like 12 Rounds. Surprising, I'm kind of surprised they liked Legendary. I'm not saying that I didn't like Legendary, but most critics shit on any movies that a wrestler is in. That's just the facts. Legendary was okay. I wasn't a big fan of 12 Rounds. Marine was, meh. I've seen worse, I guess. But they didn't have enough faith in you, Cena, to put you in its sequel, The Marine 2. They decided to go with somebody else, Cena. Maybe that's a clue. Reason number two, Cena, why I think you're a fraud, you're a phony. All those t-shirts you wear, this rise above hate, this hustle, loyalty, and respect, these fans you claim to love so much. Do you know why, Cena? This is why you love those fans so much. Money, Cena. You're all about money. You can talk all the crap you want about how you love your fans. You know why you love your fans, Cena? Because it's kids who are too goddamn stupid to know what you're saying is bullshit. They don't know that you preach that crap for the money, Cena. You know what? If I were to pay you enough money, you'd go out there and insult every one of those fans in a heartbeat, Cena. If I could pay you more money than you make off that stupid fucking merchandise that you sell with those stupid slogans on them that you make money off of, if I could pay you more than that, you'd shit all over those fans in a heartbeat. You and I both know it. And, you know, you talk about, oh, I'm looking forward to April 1st. Cena, you know why you're looking forward to April 1st? Because you know that there might only be one other person than you getting more of a payday out of it. The only person who might get more of a payday out of it than you is The Rock. How much do you want to bet that what you're going to make for that WrestleMania match, Cena, is probably 10 times the amount that anybody else on that roster is going to make for the WrestleMania match? I'm willing to bank on it. You know, Cena, you're a fraud. You're a fake. You're a phony. You know, kids might not be able to, they might not be smart enough to see through you. They might not be smart enough to know that the crap you preach, even if you are sincere, which I highly doubt, but even if you are, they're not smart enough to realize that that crap doesn't exist in the real world. It doesn't. But you know it, Cena. You know it's not true. Which, to me, makes you even worse. Because you prey on the kids, Cena. You know, see, what you do, Cena, is you prey on the kids. And because you prey on the kids, you know what you do? You rape the parents' wallets. What I mean by you rape their wallets? You know, basically parents are buying your crap, your merchandise, even though they really don't see why their kid wants it. But their kid wants it because of the crap that you say, that you make them believe. And the only reason, Cena, that you're so popular with charities is because, like I said, you prey upon these kids and their weak minds. You get them believing that this crap that you preach is the truth, when we all know it's not. And you know it's not, Cena. But like I said, even on the small chance that you actually do believe in the crap that you say, even if you are sincere, then I don't know who's the bigger idiot, Cena. You or them. Because if you actually believe that there's a wholesome world out there, if you actually believe that the wholesome stuff that you spew out of your mouth, we're not in the Leave It to Beaver age anymore, Cena. It doesn't exist. This world is not a wholesome, beautiful place. It's not. No, and Cena, you, at the age that you are, and I'm not saying you're old, but you're at least old enough to know, at least I would hope so, that this world's a pretty shitty place. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it, because in the grand scheme of things, I ain't shit. But if you want proof that what I'm saying is true, go read a newspaper, turn on the news. Cena, you'll see real quick that this wholesome crap that you preach is idealism. It's not the truth. Maybe you wish that's the way the world were, and maybe you wish that you know these kids live in that kind of world. Maybe that's true. I still believe that you don't, but we'll pretend for a minute that you actually wish that were the case. Quit wishing, Cena. It's not going to happen. You know that you're full of shit. I know you're full of shit. And that is what makes you a fraud and a phony. And even though I doubt it will happen, even though I know because the WWE has to make their money off you, that you're going to go over at WrestleMania, I wish The Rock would legit beat the shit out of you. I wish The Rock would legit break your damn jaw so you couldn't talk anymore for a while. Anyway, this has been my Raw review mixed with a John Cena rant. Let me know what you think down below. Alright, peace.